I don't even know if you'd say extreme statement. I could be looked at as a very extreme statement.
Well, let me share another experience I had in India. The last 4 or 5 days we were in Varanasi, where Lahiri Mahashaya is from. And we couldn't get into his house, but there's a temple dedicated to him. And it has become, I don't know if I'll ever go back there, but one of my favorite places in the whole world. And there's a little side altar chapel within it to Babaji. And they have this life-size statue of Babaji meditating. Yeah. And the vibrations, I went there and it was like, wow. And there are no words that can put it. It wasn't even, I mean, there were some emotions, but it wasn't like, oh, isn't this wonderful and beautiful? And I cried. It was just like, whatever Babaji is, I got an intuition of it.
Right.
And it didn't, again, take me out of my challenges, but what I found is it has given me the courage to look at them more deeply.
Right. Yeah.
Like, this is really real. Everything that, Roy Yogananda said, it is like real, and I'm feeling like I'm a part of it. In fact, might be a little bit of heresy from my Catholic friends, but so the first day the first day we all went Swami, and then Judith and I would go every day there. But the first day we were there, I was sitting and meditating, and the gentleman, I don't think he was a Swami, who oversaw the Lahiri temple, when I was in front of, again, the statue of Babaji, he came and brought, what are they, the blessed food in the Hindu tradition, what do they call that?
Prasad?
Yeah, he came, and it was a piece of sweet bread, and he just put it in my mouth. Almost didn't ask me. And it was like, and this is my Catholic version of it, it's like, this is like really freaking Holy Communion. The whole experience. But my point is, it didn't take me out of the struggle.
Right.
It just, I knew I was connected to something larger and bigger than my egoic self.
Right.
Which then gave me the courage to look at my egoic self.
Yeah. Yeah. It gives you the ability to do it. And I like that, what you're saying there. And I don't know if you've seen this as well, but a lot of times when we think about psychological well-being, what people are looking to do is often put an end to everything. Like they just want, the pain to stop, everything to stop, right? Rather than accept that life is up and down. And what if the things that were coming your way weren't you just trying to stay away from it all the time? What if it was you just riding a wave, recognizing that, oh, I can handle this, if you have that sense of not greatness, but connection to something greater, you don't feel like a little bug getting ready to get squished every time. Yep. You feel like an expression of something more profound moving through time and space.
No, absolutely. That the self that we really are is huge.
Yeah.
And it's connected in one with that, capital uppercase T. And yeah, I think, the egoic personality will go, oh my God. One of the things, I have a set of foster parents that I went to live with when I was 16, and they treat me like I'm one of their own children. They're beautiful people, very devout Catholics. But they're in their upper 80s. And every time I see them, and particularly my foster father was the most vital person, he was my hero in that sense, that he could do anything, never stopped. He had this endless energy. And to watch, his mind is still good, but to watch his body really failing him.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, all right, I may be 88 someday. Take a deep breath, and it's okay. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
Not the end of the world. And I'm not going to necessarily like it, but it's going to be okay.
Right. Yeah. So it's almost as if the healing of this process is really the embracing of the natural expression of life, the natural cycles of life.
Yes. Let me say it this way. I think this is the difference between a sort of psycho-spiritual synthesis and just psychology. We have to face all of our psychological wounds and pains and feelings sooner or later. And if we stay with the spiritual life long enough, we meditate deeply, it's all going to come up.
Yeah.
The difference is Sigmund Freud said that all that psychoanalysis does is take you from extraordinary suffering to ordinary suffering. That's all that it does.
Okay.
Okay. And when I talk about a psycho-spiritual synthesis, you have to face that pain, but you face it eventually in the context of this field of consciousness, uppercase C.
Yeah.
And I do think that when you face it with some sort of intuitive awareness of larger consciousness, larger being, consciousness, uppercase C, you still have to face it and you still have to feel it, but it becomes much more manageable. And I do think over time, by facing it with this larger consciousness, then that larger consciousness and light can have the effect of eventually dissolving the knots. But you still have to face the knots.
Right.
And you can't make some spiritual, and when I was a practicing psychotherapy, we would call it the flight into mental health. You can't just, oh, okay, yeah, I got a shadow, but I'm the Atman, and there's no flight into spiritual mental health. It's that process of opening those dark pockets. I don't mean dark by evil, those things in ourselves that we don't want to face, by opening it to the light of consciousness.
Right.